Good afternoon. Welcome to Reality Check. I'm your host, Allison Lang, and I'm so excited about today's show. I've been wanting to do this show for quite some time. If you're new to our show, this is a show about health and wellness, and more importantly, we're here to challenge you to be healthier, you and your family. If you received one of my promotional flyers, you know today's show is a call to action to save our sons and uplift our fathers. So I have a wealth of, I've assembled, a great group of people to come and talk to us about fatherhood, the importance of fathers in our lives, and then also what we need to be telling our young sons, especially in light of some of the national issues that have come to light. Before I go any further, though, I do want to thank today's sponsoring agency. Thanks to Each One Teach One, my agency, and the Jewish Family Services, we're bringing you today's show about fathers and sons. And unfortunately, Jewish Family Services could not send a representative. You know how hard it is to get people to come out on a Sunday in the summer. So I'm not mad at them, but I do want to make you aware that as an organization, it is a nonprofit organization that serves people throughout the state of Delaware, and their mission is to provide counseling and supportive services which strengthen the well-being of individuals, families, and communities in line with Jewish values. So again, I want to thank them so much, and I'm sure since this is a new partnership with us, we will at some point in time be able to have them on. They are also very concerned about promoting safe and stable families, as they are also getting funding to do that. And they're very familiar with some of the guests that we have on today. So I am really excited. While Dr. Sheldon Nix was not able to join us, he sent his other foot soldiers, so we will not be missing anything, because we have two gentlemen from the Delaware Fatherhood and Family Coalition. We have Daryl Freeman, live TV. We have Daryl Freeman and Patrick Patterson here to represent the Delaware Fatherhood and Family Coalition. I also am really excited to have two great sisters joining us later on. We have Margaret Melton and the spoken word goddess Franchon Beeks, who are going to come on and talk about raising young men, and some of them may even talk about losing their sons to violence in our communities. And then we also have Brother James Parker, who is the founding director of Eyes on Christ / At the King's Table, who's going to also come on. And then I have a taped interview I wanted to share with you, a young man who does not have any children, but has taken on the role and responsibility of being a father figure to a number of youth that he has worked with over the course of time. So we're going to shed a little light on being good fathers or being responsible fathers, and more importantly, talk about what we're going to do with our sons. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Daryl, why do I keep forgetting your name? Daryl Freeman. I want to call you Daryl Sparks. Daryl Freeman and Patrick Patterson. Gentlemen, welcome, and thank you so much for coming out today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I know quite a bit about your organization, and I'm sure you all have been on TV before, but tell our viewing audience a little bit about the Delaware Fatherhood and Family Coalition. What is your mission? What are you about? Why do you exist?
We appreciate, first of all, the opportunity to come and to be a part of this program. We're excited about the Delaware Fatherhood and Family Coalition and all of the things that are happening, known and unknown,
all right,
that the Delaware Fatherhood and Family Coalition is doing. We also make it short and just say the DFFC.
Okay,
so
thank
we
you.
say DFFC
okay,
from time to time, that's what we mean. And we also might say DDD. And DDD means Delaware Devoted Dad.
Okay,
right? So
fantastic.
Either or, we'll come back and we'll fix it up.
Okay, great.
But the Delaware Fatherhood and Family Coalition is an advocacy coalition. We're not a service organization, we're an advocacy organization, and we consist of about 300 or so organizations and service organizations, anything from child support to organizations that have fatherhood programs and are doing things for fathers and families. Okay. One of the good things about even our being here and our start, how we got started, is that Patrick is here, and Patrick is one of the co-founders along with Mary Polk, and Mary Polk is our leader, Mary Polk is our manager, and she knows how to run things.
I know that's right. You know what, and I hate to break into you, but it was my intention once I found out on short notice that I was going to have sponsorship for this program, I had actually intended to call her to see if she would come on the program.
Wow.
And the days just kind of got by me, and I got to Friday, and I was like, oh man, I never even called Mary to see if she would come on. So we'll have to do this again for sure.
Well, Mary Polk is the one. She is the manager for Prevention Unit Program at the DPBSHS. She works with children prevention.
Correct.
And she is an awesome person, and we're
I
just glad to be working with her. She keeps us busy. What do you think, Patrick?
Oh, I'm sure she does. Yeah.
She's a visionary.
Yeah, she's a visionary.
And as a state employee, I mean, I give all hats off to her. She's very passionate about what she does, and when I even thought to invite her, it's like sometimes it's hard to get state employees to come on and talk about their programs, but I thought, sure, you know, she would probably tell me yes or figure out a way to do it, and time just kind of slipped by me, just trying to get everybody else in the audience and all that stuff. So, like I said, you know, hopefully in the future, we'll do this again, because I've been wanting to do a topic on fatherhood. My show, or this show, is really about health and wellness, and fathers are very important to the health and well-being of our families and our communities at large.
Can I just add a little context also?
Sure.
To what Daryl said so eloquently. About 2006 is when we started this conversation and coalition. Mary Polk, being a state employee, at the time I was working as a federal employee in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And Delaware is one of my states. And we had looked at the data that suggested a lot of our kids were being born in homes where the father was not present. You know, and in real terms, the mother's not married, he's not married to the mother at the time of birth. And so the numbers bear out. In Wilmington, this is from 2007, in the national picture, roughly 37% of children in 2007 were born to single-parent families. 37%,
okay.
Nationally.
Okay.
In Delaware, the numbers were 44%.
Wow, that's almost
statewide.
Half, okay.
When you go down to the county specific, in Wilmington, 37% nationally, the number was 70%.
Oh my stars! Okay,
born without the father being present.
I'm sorry, I got to stop you there.
Sure.
And actually, this was a great lead-in, because that was going to be my next question to you all: is what is the impact of the absence of fathers in our families? And I wanted you to share some statistics.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is what he just said. Nationally,
37.
It's 37% of children are born to single women.
Mm-hmm.
Statewide, that number is 44%.
Right.
In the city of Wilmington, it is 70%. Houston, we got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Major problem.
Kent County, the number, again, nationally was 37%.
Mm-hmm.
In Kent County, it was 43%.
Okay.
And in Sussex County, the number, again, nationally 37%. And for Sussex County, 54%.
Okay.
And so when you hear those numbers,
it's all above
you
the national
you get a
average.
comparison that we have an issue here. And it's not something that's germane to one community, one population, all of our families. If you bear our African Americans, Hispanic, white families, unfortunately, and I love this state, all of us are in the same boat at this time.
Okay, wow, that's incredible. So let's move to the next topic, which is what is the impact of the absence of fathers in our families?
Go ahead.
Well, when you think about the impact, one thing that is clear, and one of the things that we're committed to doing as the Delaware Father and Family Coalition, is making sure that fathers have a voice. And things have gotten so bad now that it's as if it's clear that fathers just don't have a voice. So I am the director of training, or the training director for the DFFC. Did I get that part in?
Yes, you did.
DFFC.
You did. We can do alphabet soup now.
Okay.
Said it enough times. We can do alphabet soup.
I'm the training director, and one of the things that we do is we literally go from barbershops and salons, and we do what's called a community dialogue. And you should have been there yesterday.
Wow.
We were at Divine Profiles in Wilmington, and we were at Babe Salon. Eben Flagg is the owner. James Victor Gibson is the owner of Divine Profiles. And we also were at Homie's Gentleman Barbershop.
Okay.
If you could have been there and heard the dialogue. Now, yesterday's topic was, does child support work? And we talked about it, and they were engaged. The women were getting their hair done and talking. The men were getting their hair cut and talking about it, and came up with some good ideas, watch this, for the courts. Some good ideas for the child support system.
So that, how does that translate from the community conversation to the courts or to those institutions?
Excellent point. So every year what we try to do under Daryl's leadership is a series of trainings, if we can, conversations that go from barbershops to these systems. So we have the benefit of working with Mary Polk, who works for the state, which gives us access to child supports director, family courts director, child welfare director, the various agencies within the state of Delaware. And each year we try to convene a national, I call it national, but it's statewide, but we have national speakers that come to hear the impact. So it's not just the data, it's also hearing the stories from moms and dads. And so our strategy is to train and equip as many people that touch families on the importance of fathers being present. And so we're not trying to do a wedding ceremony across Delaware. We're not trying to make anybody who's not likely to be together That makes no sense.
Good point.
But what is important is that our kids understand that mama and daddy both love and care about them. And so co-parenting is also another vehicle. And so a lot of our efforts have been around teaching folks how to get parents to cope, if they're not together, which unfortunately is the case in some families, to have the parents both agree that it's not about us, it's about these children. And so our state agencies are being trained. We're working with churches, we're nonprofits, and the last 2 years we've had the benefit of working with fraternities and sororities as well.
Wow, fantastic.
Training those folks in terms of why this is so important and then getting engaged as well.
And see, in the same way Patrick talked about, what we're doing statewide, et cetera, with that, and he's mentioned it too, not just the fatherhood voice, but we recognize that we can do everything we want to do as it pertains to fatherhood, but if we don't get mama involved, and if we don't make sure that mom has something to say, it's like talking loud and saying nothing. So we are getting mothers involved and helping them to understand some things about the importance and the value of having fathers involved. Because when fathers are involved, life and the statistics are so much different for children because a father has some influence in the life of the child. One of the things I say, you don't have to be in love. You don't have to be walking down memory lane, and you don't have to go over the house talking about, look, I want to see the kid, but can I get a little kiss first? No, you don't have to do all of that. The most important thing is what's best for this child. What's best for these children? How can we make things work for them?